can't even count how many times I've literally seen Plankton die. Is this dude like immortal? How is he even still alive?
Next SpongeBob theory video, is Plankton immortal? Next Stanley theory video, can Stanley beat Plankton in a fight? Yeah, clock it. I'ma find it. Welcome to the Stanley Live channel, man. Today it's gonna be me, it's gonna be chat, and we are reacting to a video for the one, the only, the homie Max Fish, SpongeBob's mysterious kelp shake. No cap, let's get into it. I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted to try that kelp shake, bro. Boy, I bet it tastes like I don't know if y'all ever had like a spinach like parfait like yogurt blend mixed thing from Panera, but I bet it tastes like that, bro. No cap.
This is the kelp shake, probably one of the most dangerous drinks in Bikini Bottom. This shake is introduced in the episode Best Frenemies. The episode starts with Mr. Krabs finding out his profits are coming up short, so he walks out of his office defeated, and he looks over and sees this fish holding a green bottle, and because of this he doesn't get a drink. And not just him, the entire restaurant has this drink. Right. So this is why his profits are coming up short.
Gotta get a kelp shake IRL. I'm pretty sure somebody has tried it before, bro. If not, somebody could easily make some money off that. Or just like a water bottle. If somebody literally started drop shipping kelp shake water bottles, they'll come up on the M. I'm not even joking. I might try to do that. I'm not even joking.
Ain't nobody buying a drink. Even SpongeBob SquarePants has this drink. And we watch as SpongeBob sucks the living soul out of this drink. And then he tells me,
I'm trying to see what SpongeBob on. My fault.
Mr. Krabs about the delicious kelp shake.
I'm at my cousin's funeral, but I had to pull up I ain't missing this. Oh my gosh. All right, rest in peace to your cousin, man. I'm glad you're here, but rest in peace.
And this of course makes him mad, so he makes a rule:
no outside drinks, no exceptions.
And everyone literally just dips. If his profits weren't already down, now he ain't making nothing. Anyways, Mr. Krabs leaves a Krusty Krab to get to the bottom of this, and he sees the kelp shake store, which is directly next to the Krusty Krab. And then to top it off, he sees Pearl drinking a kelp shake. Mr. Krabs starts scolding Pearl and tries to snatch the kelp shake, but she doesn't let him get it and tells him to buy his own. Here's the thing though, obviously Mr. Krabs is too greedy to give any place his hard-earned cash. But anyways, Mr. Krabs thinks that Plankton is behind the kelp shake, so he meets up with him, and turns out Plankton has no idea what he's talking about. But this makes Plankton mad, because he's supposed to be the one and only arch enemy of the Krusty Krab, but now the kelp shake is too. This is also the beginning of us learning about the friendship dynamic between Mr. Krabs and Plankton. Also, if this one kelp shake store wasn't enough, out of nowhere a bunch of stores just start dropping in
this is like every single place put in like a McDonald's, a Dollar General, and like a smoke shop in like the trap. Like any trench, bro, literally those 3 stores pop up the same way, and a Popeyes if you lucky. No cap.
And are pretty much everywhere now. I feel like this scene looked the way it did so we could feel what Mr. Krabs felt seeing all the—
He says Starbucks in a white neighborhood. No cap. No cap, bro.
Other stores. But if it wasn't, and these stores just literally started multiplying and dropping from the sky, there might be—
Dang, Starbucks and Dutch Bros. What my chat? What y'all know about Dutch? Dang, y'all be hanging out with them Caucasian people. You don't know about Dutch Bros unless you either A, Caucasian yourself, or B, you really be around them. No cap. Okay, my chat well diverse. Okay, I'm learning something, bruh.
There's something weird going on, but I'll come back to this later. So then Mr. Krabs literally turns into Plankton and is now trying to get the secret formula of the kelp shake, which I think is actually so funny. Also, Plankton and Mr. Krabs are working together to take down the kelp shake. So Mr. Krabs enters the kelp shake building and awkwardly waits in line. And he sees the door to the kitchen. So he walks over to it normally. No, I'm joking. He starts just randomly sneezing everywhere, like full snot boogers everywhere. As weird as this is though, he did this so he could fling Plankton over to the door. But I don't know why they thought this would work, and Plankton just splats onto the door's window and gets sprayed with this bottle. So that plan obviously didn't work. So they come up with something new, and we cut to Mr. Krabs and Plankton in burglar clothes, about to sneak into the kelp shake. So Plankton's weird robot hand he made to open the door starts beating him up, and so Mr. Krabs gets out a crowbar and is trying to pry open the door, but him being an old crabby man gets some back pain. Ow! Plankton tells him to shut up because there's some security green sea snake which looks so terrifying. This thing would devour Plankton. But also for some weird odd reason, SpongeBob just so happens to be standing right next to the snake. I have no idea why. Of course though, SpongeBob is confused.
I'm telling you, bro, you could just literally pick an episode of SpongeBob, watch it through. At some random point, you will let out a real laugh. Like a real laugh. Like, I'm telling you, bro.
Plankton and Mr. Krabs are hanging out, which he should be. He has no idea about their plans. So Mr. Krabs quickly comes up with a lie and tells SpongeBob how they're going into business together and that they were hired to fix the door. and Plankton says that they have to
Fix the roof.
It looks like Spongebob is totally not buying this lie, but he ends up just smiling and saying,
Good luck with that.
maybe he bit his tongue. I know he's usually dumb, but he's like low-key smart and he might be hiding it. Anyways, Mr. Krabs is drilling into the roof of the kelp shake, and then out of nowhere, the speaker comes out of the roof.
You have 3 seconds until spontaneous combustion. You have 3 seconds until spontaneous combustion.
Then we watch Plankton literally disintegrate into ashes. I can't even count how many times I've literally seen Plankton die. Is this dude like immortal? How is he even still alive?
Next SpongeBob theory video, is Plankton immortal? Next Stanley theory video, can Stanley beat Plankton in a fight? Yeah, fuck it, I'ma find it.
Anyways, we go to our next plan. Plankton hides under a tile,
Try not to last stream. The stream will literally end in 2 seconds, I promise you.
which lasts like 3 seconds and he gets stomped on. Next plan, lower Plankton through a vent, which first off, if they're in the vent system, couldn't they find a vent into the kitchen? Whatever, anyways,
Right.
Plankton tries to get a drink off a kelp shake, but instead he gets swallowed by a fish.
My fault. It's just when you really look at it, when you really look at the technique, peep how hard the rope is struggling in his mouth. Pause. Okay? Wait, I know, ayo, I know. But peep how look.
Whatever, anyways, Plankton tries to get a drink
The
off
rope
a
really like swinging,
kelp
look.
shake, but instead he gets swallowed by a fish.
All right, my fault. All right, I'm done.
Next
My
plan,
fault.
put Plankton in a hose. He comes out the sink and gets flushed. So obviously every plan has not worked at all. So Plankton is quitting because he's the only one getting hurt. And for once, I kind of agree with Plankton. But Mr.
Stanley, when you get ads, I feel like a girl on a date with a broke boy. That is such a unique perspective, but I also know exactly what you're saying. So that, like, I see what is that what I look like to y'all? Bro, I'm more than money, okay? I have a personality, okay? I have other things to offer than money. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely is crazy. Okay.
Mr. Krabs does not. And they start arguing
Clock
until
me
Spongebob
bad, bruh.
tells Mr. Krabs to just go buy a kelp shake. And we actually see Mr. Krabs get in line ready to buy a
Should
kelp
I
shake.
pay for the bill, sweetie?
Some serious character growth right here. Greedy Mr. Krabs is about to give another business his hard-earned money. Who would have thought? So he asks for a kelp shake and starts bugging so hard when giving the dollar to the worker and won't let go until Plankton tells him to, and they finally successfully get a kelp shake. They head over to the Chum Bucket lab and scan the secret ingredient of the kelp shake, and the main ingredient is kelp juice, which they then realize they could literally start selling this stuff themselves.
Yeah.
And this conversation ends with Mr. Krabs about to drink the kelp shake until Karen tells him
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
and tells him that there's another ingredient, but Mr. Krabs just ignores her
What
and
was the other
slurps on it
ingredient?
and spits it out, saying it tastes like a wet gym sock. But then as they keep drinking it, they start to get addicted and share the drink like it's some type of crack.
Oh yeah.
They even freak out when they're out of juice and go to get some more, which is crazy. Even Pearl said you can't just have one shake. These things are actually addicting, like a drug. Karen tries to warn them again, saying they're making a big mistake, but they ignore it and walk out. And we see a furry green SpongeBob running down the street. Turns out whatever that second ingredient is, it literally turns you into some green furry monster. Also, they shut down all of the kelp shake restaurants, and we see 2 guys in hazmat suits sucking what seems to be toxic waste out of the kelp shake building. And then we watch as Plankton and Mr. Krabs become big green monsters, and Plankton in this crisis goes to steal Mr. Krabs' recipe. And just for a second, can we talk about the fact that
Dang, hold on, wait.
the safe for the recipe is always different?
Wait, I'm not gonna say that though, but hold
As
on.
Plankton and
Peep
Mr.
Plankton
Krabs
hair.
become big
Hold on, Plankton. You kind of look good in that 4C, ain't it? Hold
green
on.
monsters,
My
and the
fault.
fact that the safe for the recipe is always different. Like sometimes it's in the wall, and here it's a safe on the ground, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mr. Krabs opens up
You gotta keep it in different spots so like the ops don't know.
the safe and smiles. As he tells
Pro.
Plankton he'll give him a 10-second head start. And Plankton says,
It's good.
You can't tell me that shit don't look hard, chat. You can't tell me that Joe don't look hard, chat. He has that on right now. I ain't gonna cap.
To be home.
here's what I'm saying about their friendship dynamic. We kind of all see that the rivalry between Plankton and Mr. Krabs is very negative, but I kind of think it gives them purpose. And they thoroughly enjoy this charade they play. And we watch as they smile and laugh as Mr. Krabs chases Plankton. And the episode comes to an end. Before I talk about what I liked about this episode, I really want to
French
overthink
type
for a
shit.
second. Now I'm gonna reach really hard, but I want to go back to earlier when the
Okay.
kelp shake buildings multiplied. Now we know that Mr. Krabs owns a Krusty Krab and Plankton owns a Chum Bucket, and the rivalry consists of them fighting each other. But here we watch as they never fight the owner of the kelp shake. Why is that? Well, I think because there is no specific owner of this kelp shake. Also, I kind of believe, and hear me out, the kelp shake buildings are alive. Remember that scene when the speaker came out of the roof and blew up Plankton? The store is closed and there are no employees in the restaurant. So it kind of makes no sense how this could have happened. Also, I want to bring it back to even earlier when we literally watched as the Kelp Shake buildings multiplied as if they were giving birth. No building can do that. That's not possible. I know I said this could have been a cool way to show how Mr. Krabs felt, but in the end, I really don't think so. I say this because in the end of the episode, we watch as the hazmats are sucking toxic waste out of the Kelp Shake building. You might be confused on how this explains anything, but listen, if they were putting toxic waste into the drinks, they would have probably had buckets of toxic waste that then were scooped or blended, but they are sucking the toxic waste out of the building as if the building itself has toxic waste consumed into it. And it seems like they have to suck toxic waste out of it to quote unquote kill the building. Now, obviously that is a reach. I'm not gonna lie. And
I see why you're saying it's a reach, but I also see where you're going with it. I'm not mad at it.
That's a
so it's a chain or a parasite, kind of.
Solid theory. I just want to try my best to overthink something about this episode. The most obvious answer is these are just buildings. And they're sucking toxic waste out of the restaurant, but keeping distance. But that's just boring.
I agree.
Anyways, this episode was actually pretty good. I enjoyed watching it, and it's such an iconic episode. I think this episode, unlike most episodes, actually serves a purpose in the SpongeBob universe and gives lore on the characters. Most episodes are focused on SpongeBob and Patrick and don't focus on Mr. Krabs or Plankton on a real level. This episode really focused on them, and we saw a side of them we never have. Mr. Krabs and Plankton were actually a great team, and honestly, for people who supposedly hate each other, they put aside their differences real quick and work together in the span of like minutes. This really showing they truthfully don't really hate each other, which is so crazy to know. Not to mention in the end, they both have the time of their lives playing the game. Plankton tries to steal the formula. Besides that though, the episode had great storytelling and pacing. The process of getting the shake was so funny and didn't feel excessive. Also, the dynamic between Plankton and Mr. Krabs arguing and Plankton getting hurt was pretty funny. Also, I can't not mention the insane plot twist. I could have never expected what happened in the end to happen, and that's always amazing. I love being surprised.
Definitely one of the better SpongeBob episodes for sure, bruh. I appreciate the video. Thank you so much. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe down below. Check me and Yo-Yo's collab channel out. It's called SXY in all caps. Comment twice. It helps me in the algorithm. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Goodbye. Peace.